Hey guys, this is Dr. Sandy with another informative video for you and your family and friends. Today I'm going to be talking about the top 5 tips for healthy eating. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe, and let's jump right into it. So I'm going to talk about healthy eating. This is a very obviously popular topic. As I film this, we're in February, so some of you might have, over the holidays and Christmas time, had very rich food. Some of the foods maybe that weren't the best, but that tasted really good. I think that happens to all of us around the holidays. In January, you were probably trying to eat better, and I want to continue with that. And I think getting a reminder for healthy eating is always a good thing. Um, Obviously, being a chiropractor, while we're working on getting the body stronger, lots of patients will always ask for guidance about, what's good to eat, any tips. It's something that a lot of people are dealing with, and some people it might be they're looking at weight loss. Some people just want to eat healthier. So we're going to address all those issues because I believe that healthy nutrition is foundation for health. If you eat the right foods, you should feel energized. You should be able to do things you need to do throughout the day. It obviously gets reflected in your blood report, your blood pressure, different markers like that. So eating good is just going to be making sense for healthy well-being, and it's definitely a pillar to successful health. So let's jump right into it. So number one, what I personally try to do, and I would recommend, and actually before we even get into specifics, what I would share with you, even with the advice that you're about to hear, see what works for you, whether it's me, whether it's a book you read, whether it's a friend you talk to, anyone you work with. I think there's a lot of paths to healthy eating and well-being, but you got to see what works with you. You got to see how you feel. I would keep a food journal, or at least make a note. When I eat these foods, I feel great. When I eat these foods, I don't feel as good. Just monitor it. I really think the attitude we should all have, we should be thinking like scientists. We should be thinking always analytically, like what's working, what's not in any part of our lives. And obviously with this video, we're talking about food. So just look at your nutrition, see what works for you, and see how you feel. I think that's a big indication that you're doing the right thing. And is it sustainable? Is it something that's so hard to prepare? You're getting up extra early to make certain foods. You're on a certain diet plan, and there might be changes, but if you always are feeling bad, you're always feeling lethargic, I'm not sure if that diet's working for you. So even my own advice, whatever works for you. If it all works for you, great. If you want to just take parts of it, or if you're like, I'm not sure if that's going to work for me, Dr. City, I think nutrition, eating is a very individual path. But as always, every video is here to inspire you, get you thinking about it, take time from our busy lives to analyze what we're doing. So as always, see what works for you is the biggest message. But number one, what I personally try to do, I love to graze. So I like to eat throughout the day. I've definitely seen with myself, and I know for some people they've talked about the benefits and it works for them, is fasting, like intermittent fasting, having large blocks of time without eating. That does not work for me. I've tried long periods of time without eating. I find it very challenging. My energy drops, my mood is off, my focus is off. It's just everything is just, it's not good. And then my whole focus is on, okay, what am I going to eat next? I'm just focusing on the food. I don't feel calm. I feel agitated. It's not good for me. So I would recommend what works for me. And if you want to try this, is just grazing throughout the day. So I would definitely have breakfast. I definitely believe in the three major meals of the day: the breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and healthy snacking throughout the day. But I think the key thing is looking at the quality. Small portions, good quality throughout the day. That's the kind of foods you want to focus on. But again, see what works for you. I know some people skip breakfast. I know some people who skip dinner. See what works for you, but the measurement should be, how do you feel? How's your energy? How's your focus? Look at all those indicators. How's your sleep? Look at everything. But my recommendation would be grazing throughout the day. Number two is, if we look at people who have good habits, who eat well, who are doing things on a consistent basis, a lot of times we can look at them and talk about their discipline, which obviously they have, but I also believe they've created environments that support their success. So if you want to, like in our house, what we try to do, we have a huge fruit bowl in the kitchen. It's massive. And we always load it up with apples and oranges and all that good stuff. And if you see it and you walk by it, you're tempted to eat it. Now, let's say there's a house where we want it to look really make it look nice and beautiful. So, we don't want to keep any food outside. So let's say we keep all the fruits and veggies in the fridge. Because we live in such busy times and there's so many distractions, it's an extra effort. I think that would affect compliance of eating fruits and veggies. So make it as easy as possible. So the healthy stuff, you want to make it as easy as possible. And on the flip side, the stuff you don't want to eat, you want to hide it. So the chips, the cookies. I mean, if you're really disciplined, it shouldn't be in the house. Um, and I wish I could say that for our family, but I try my best to hide it, get it out of the way. Although my weakness is chocolate chip cookies. But having said that, make the stuff that is really tasty, the treats, harder to have access to, and the things you should be eating and having to have a better diet, make that much easier to have access to. So, like the fruit bowl. That leads me to the next thing when we talk about easy and having systems would also be a water bottle. So what I'm trying to do as much as I can, even if I go in the car, I just want to have the habit of carrying a water bottle with me. Whether I drink from it or not, I just know over the long term, there's a good chance I'll probably use it. Maybe not every time, but I just want to make it a habit. I almost want to make it a part of my body, if I could say that. But I just want to carry that with me because I know if I carry it with me, even if 50% of the time I do use it, even if I have a couple of sips, it's better that I had that than something else. So just make it easy for you. Coming back to water, I made a video on that as well, but water should be, in my opinion, one of the first things you start your day with because, usually we've been dehydrated and, when we get up in the morning, a lot of people want to have a coffee and tea, which I understand, but my suggestion to you would be having water to start the day just to kind of replenish the body. So that would be another suggestion. Another thing I personally try to do as well is with my lunch and dinner as best as I can, I try to have salads, and that could be better. But I know for me, I really do have a passion for fruits. So I'll eat my meal, but then I will have some fruit after and salads. But to be honest, I do tend towards more fruits. And I think that's great. I really find it helps with digestive health. I feel better. I actually make a conscious effort to maybe even sometimes make a little room for that because I know I should finish my meal with that. So I found that quite beneficial and very helpful for digestive health. And as I said, another thing, actually, if I could give you another tip as well, is hiding the treats or eliminating them as well. I don't know if you could ever say like I'll never eat chocolate again, or I'm never gonna have any sweets. I'll never have ice cream. I think those are extreme positions to take. I do believe even the most disciplined person needs like a little break. But maybe another option would be, first of all, as I mentioned, hiding it, having harder access to it. Another thing, if it comes in the mail, is if you get those coupons, throw out those coupons. Because if you're getting these incentives to do it, you're more likely to. So I would throw out any coupons for ice cream or treats as well. And then if you do have those treats and desserts, what you can do is maybe order it, but order a smaller portion. And even if you're going to have chips or something like that, definitely don't eat it from the bag. If you're going to eat ice cream, don't eat it directly from the container. Get it into a bowl, get a handful of chips and maybe put it into the bowl so it's contained. It's really easy to go through some chips and cookies and that kind of stuff if you have the whole bag in front of you, but control it and maybe share it. If you go to a restaurant, if you're eating at home or whatever that looks like, and you're going to have a dessert, share it. Don't, maybe get one for you and your spouse, or if you're eating a cake, share it with your kids or whatever that looks like, but share it. Just start to reduce it so you still have a treat, but maybe you're not having the full amount. So those are the things I would say. I'm a big advocate of small meals throughout the day. I think breakfast is critical. You want to make it easy for the good foods. The foods you should not be eating, make it harder to have access to. The water bottle throughout the day. I would encourage veggies and fruit after your lunch and dinner for sure, and maybe even in the morning as well. And then if you are going to have sweets, I think once in a while you can have them. A dessert, or if you're going to have chips or whatever that looks like, but share it with someone, have it in a bowl, control what you're doing. And also I would say is always come and revisit, see where you're at with your nutrition. Depending on how serious you are, maybe I think daily might be too intense, but at least weekly revisit it, at least monthly, see where you're at. I would also say as another tip, visit your kitchen meeting. Like, you know, you can do the best intentions of trying to have the good food, but somehow magically, like, suddenly there's more treats in the house. Maybe there's more, you know, junk food in the house, whatever that looks like. I mean, you have to be vigilant. You want to go through your house and you want to reduce as much as you can. And if you can eliminate it completely, that's amazing, but at least reduce it, hide it. I think that's really going to help you. So I hope all those tips helped you. I guess another one I'm going to squeeze in as well. When you look at people who are very good about their nutrition, one thing I've seen is they seem to plan it out well. So people who like plan out their day, they seem to be more organized. Their day goes with a better flow. So with that same concept, if you could plan out like what you're going to eat, if you could plan out for the week, you're probably going to eat better. More planning is always going to be more success. So if you take that time and effort, and if you're like, I can't plan out a full week, okay, so maybe just plan out the next 24 hours, the next 48 hours, maybe just plan out breakfast for the week. But the more you can plan and have intention, I can only see that helping you. So hope these tips help. I always want you guys to get the best out of life. Again, if you enjoy this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll be here next week with more information so you stay healthy and strong. God bless you.